Welcome back. Sorry I paused you from the video, but I wanted to showcase this because it's really, really big and I am really hopeful that you will be interested in it. What I'm currently doing is making SuiteDash Simple. And I've created a formula that gives you the entire workflow and pipeline as to how to build out your business in SuiteDash from the ground up. Now, SuiteDash is literally like a blank canvas. And so I understood just from the questions that I've asked here how to build it out. And there are some set scenarios that I've done. This is literally all the information. And it's a lot of words, but to be honest, when you start to see what this is going to end up in, you're going to understand why all of these checklist items are so important. Now, I'm going to let you go back to the video, but if you're interested in this, please go back inside of the description below and sign up for the waitlist. All right, well, see you back in the video. Welcome back to another SuiteDash video. So we've done a couple of things already. We've done the dashboards, we've done the calendar, the CRM, office, and projects. Now we're at marketing. And to be honest, marketing is going to be quick. So I know you guys are used to me having like 30-minute videos, but this one probably is going to be like 15, give or take. If you are not familiar with who I am, my name is Marie. I like to call myself the automation junkie. I love systems, but I love SuiteDash. And because I love SuiteDash, I've set it up for so many people. And I'm hoping that this video will be very insightful for you. And coming soon, I'll also be doing some videos on roles. So thank you for watching, and let's jump into it. Now, marketing is going to feel familiar because you've probably done marketing in MailerLite, MailChimp, and other mailing systems, but this one is going to give you a little bit of a different vibe. With marketing, you do have the ability to send out campaigns, but you don't get to see the beautiful, I would call it the reporting you want to see. So this is a very old, email, but what you will see is that you can see when it was sent. You can also see how many people received it or who it was sent to. You can see the unique opens and you can see the unique clicks. That's about it. There is not much detail that this report does. And no, you can't automatically just resend it to the people who didn't open. It doesn't do that yet. Maybe it will in the future, but you can duplicate this and you can resend it. That is something that I would say if you're looking for a more in-depth space for marketing, then this probably isn't going to be what you're going to use on a day-to-day. But if you want to use something that just works, you got it. This works. Now, before I jump into how to create a campaign, I want to help you understand the actual menu options up here. So you have audiences, and the biggest thing to know here is that with audiences, you can create them separately here. And when you create them here, it does create an actual an audience itself on here with a form. Sorry, that was a lot of words. So just to reiterate, when you do create them here, it creates an audience as well as a form that allows you to add subscribers to your audience. That is going to be very big for you to know. And you also want to note that you can create audiences through your CRM going to your circles. So when you're creating a circle, you have the ability to use any of these circles as an actual association to a marketing audience. This will allow you to then send out your emails specific to the circle. Pretty cool and easy to set up. The beauty of this as well, though, is that within this audience, you can track the subscribed people and you can also track who unsubscribed. But that's about it. So it doesn't really give you other things like, oh, well, how many emails did I send this person? It doesn't give you that information. And if you do click into them, you can actually unsubscribe them, but that's about it. I am sure that SuiteDash is going to come out with new things about audiences, but for right now, it's limited. You can also, for this specific audience, you can develop a drip sequence for them, which is going to allow them to get emails either on a email style set time period or an automation set period. And we're going to go back out to that burst menu so you can get a little bit more of a sense of what else is in store. You do have the ability to have templates. So templates are designs that you can create and then pull through when you're making campaigns. And then you always want to also update your send settings. It does provide you with a pop-up if you're first coming in here. And you can always see that lifesaver as well. You can change the default from name, and you can also set up a specific email method. And you can add an address as well here if you wanted to, which will be also added in the email at the footer. Going back to campaigns, campaigns is an easy thing to set up, but there are 3 different options. I like to use a content block editor, or I like to use the what you see is what you get, because with the what you see is what you get, you're more creative by adding just images. But with the content blocker, it gives you some pre-built layouts, which are just rows. And if you're a coder, then baby, you can live your life here. And that's okay too. So I'm going to show you what the content block editor looks like, just so you can understand how to build this out. With every campaign, you do need to put an actual campaign name and a subject. Once that's done, then you have the ability to just see the from name, which is defaulted, and the email that you configured, as well as you have the options to do some advanced of removing the padding and suppressing the email wrapper. I would not do any of those things. And I'm just going to hit save here. Now, what I meant by the ability to add content blocks is because you have now the options to add rows. With the what you see is what you get, you don't get the row options. It just doesn't show up here. But this does allow you to have these beautiful rows where you can add different structures accordingly, and it allows you to edit them accordingly as well. So if I were to add specific text here, or if I added some images here, I could. Now, it doesn't actually give you the other widgets in like you'd see in the other in the of all parts of the platform, but you do get the specific images block and other things like that. So let's add one of my beautiful clients, Takoa. And so if I wanted to add just an image to this left side here, I could. Of course, I can move it over and around as I wanted to. And then as I do that, of course, I can then continue to edit, or I can do the save and send. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to show you what the save and send looks like. It will show you in this space here, the content, and this is how it would show up. So it pretty much will take all those blocks and just do all the things. And then when you want to send the campaign now, you do have the ability to do that depending on these campaign options here. You can always test it first, and then you can add the specific audience that you want. And once you do that, it will send it out to them as well. I mean, it's as easy as it comes. I don't really think that it's a lot of different things to say here outside of with the creativity, it's really up in the air for you. I would say to just make sure that you are taking the time to think about the formatting, as well as have fun with it. With the audiences, you have the ability to either put people in a specific audience, or you have ability to put the actual people from a circle into the audience. So those are the different options that you can have. Let's go back over to campaigns. And like I said, you have the ability to do all the things. Now, again, the options to do on the right side for the options are very slim, but you do have a great starting point, and it just works. So if you're doing even reminders, or you want to send regular newsletters that is just informational, I think this just makes the most sense to use because it comes with the system. But that's about it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and thank you again for showing up, and happy building.